UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. UTV.
While the men's hockey team headed to the Twin Cities to try to prove they were the best team in the state of hockey.
Husky Mag starts right now.
Welcome back to another edition of Husky Mag. I'm Kirsten Kroll alongside Jeremy Lagos.
Since the powerful WCHA conference was disbanded for the men's hockey, the best opportunity to battle in-state rivals is the North Star College Cup. St. Cloud would do battle with Minnesota State Mankato, while Minnesota would take on Bemidji State. And what most everybody outside of Bemidji would label as an upset, history would not favor the Beavers, as the Gophers would use a first-period goal by Connor Riley to put the Maroon and Gold up 1-0 late in the first period. Bemidji State would equalize with an even-strength goal in the second period by John Parker to knot things up heading into the third. The Gophers would answer with a goal from junior forward Justin Kloos to go ahead 2-1 midway through the third, but it was all Bemidji State from there. The Beavers would use an even-strength goal from Corey Ward to bring the game to 2 apiece, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish, as the best third-period team in the nation would strike with the game-winning power play goal from Marcus Gerbrandt, and he would also add insurance with an empty net goal 19 minutes into the third. That would all add up to a final score of Gophers 2, Beavers 4. Bemidji State outshot the University of Minnesota 33-32, and after the loss, the Gophers would fall to 18-2-1 all-time against the Beavers. Following the loss to the Beavers on Saturday, the Gophers would take on the Mavericks in the third-place game on Sunday. Minnesota State would strike first with an even-strength goal from senior forward Teddy Bluger to kick off the scoring, and from there it would be a battle of special teams. Later in the first, star forward Justin Kloos would light the lamp for the Gophers on the power play to bring the score to 1 apiece. It would be a long time until anybody would find the back of the net from there, as it would take a power play goal nearly 17 and a half minutes into the second period from Mavericks Forest Lake native CJ Franklin. 5.5 minutes into the third, the Gophers' Connor Riley would use yet another power play goal to tie the game at 2. But who else eventually but first star of the game, Teddy Bluger, would strike with the game-winning power play goal 2 minutes later, as the Mavericks would take the third place in the third annual North Star College Cup by a final of 3-2. It would be the second straight game the Gophers would be outshot by the Mavericks 26-23.
St. Cloud State holds a 21-5-1 record and has accumulated 123 goals over the course of the season. The Huskies have only let 51 goals pass the brick wall, Charlie Lindgren. Meanwhile, taking a look across the ice, Bemidji holds an 11-10-5 record. The Beavers have totaled 22 goals and have 62 goals scored against them this season. The Beavers face the Huskies for the first time this season in the championship game in the College North Star Cup. From the corner, David Morley dishes the puck to find Joey Bennick, who scores his first goal of the night. Taking a second look, the puck didn't make it in right away, but Bennick found a way to make the play. One goal wasn't enough for Bennick as he puts another puck away to score his second of the night. Freshman Mikey Acemont finds an open Patrick Russell, who is going to push the puck to the back of the net. Huskies still controlled the game as Nicholas Nevalainen found an open Kalle Kosla, who lit the lamp for the first time in this matchup. Bemidji finally put some points on the board as Kyle Bauman makes the score 4-1 St. Cloud with an assist from Marcus Gerbrandt. The Beavers were going out for blood with only about 3 minutes remaining in the third period when they decided to pull their goalie, and freshman star again Mikey Acemont takes the puck and gets his first empty netter of the season.
St. Cloud State finds himself sitting in the number 2 spot in the nation with the recent release of this week's pairwise rankings.
The only team ahead of St. Cloud is Quinnipiac, who holds a 21-5 record overall. NCHC opponent North Dakota trails closely behind 1 spot. St. Cloud State is in 3rd place in the USCHO poll and has received 5 votes for first place.
Quinnipiac sits in 1st place with 35 first place votes, and NCHC rivals sits 1 spot ahead of the Huskies with 9 first place votes.
Visit utvs.com and learn more about SCSU's television station. Local TV for the Granite City.
Bring us up to 10.
Family fun for all ages. Powder Ridge Winter Recreation Area. Enjoy skiing, snowboarding, snow tubing just minutes south of St. Cloud. They provide rental equipment, lessons, 2 food service areas, and lounge. Check out their website at powderridge.com.
Visit utvsnews.com for all of your local news. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. Visit utvsnews.com for all of your local news. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Andrea Thomas to Emily Pratt for the first basket of the game. Southwest Minnesota State would then drive to score a basket. Andrea Thomas would then find Emily Pratt again in the paint for another basket. Mackenzie Uter to Lauren Novak. Lauren Novak for 3. Novak would find Amanda Christensen for another 3, leading to a 78-53 victory for the Lady Huskies against Southwest Minnesota State. There, everyone's shaking hands as we're all getting friendly after the game. As we see Pratt again there on the replay, scoring the low block. And once again, the drive for Southwest Minnesota State. There you see it, the final, 78-53, Southwest Minnesota State. SMU falls to 4-18, while SESU would boost the record to 7-8. Crystal Captain had 17 points and 10 boards for the Huskies, as Betsy McDonald had 10 points and a rebound as well. And Andrea Thomas would score 9 points of her own and had 4 rebounds, as the chippy guard would use her hustle to get some rebounds in that game.
St. Cloud State's women's basketball was coming into Saturday night's matchup against Southwest Minnesota State with high confidence. The Huskies ran the floor early in the first half and held the 7-0 lead. However, the strong offensive front for the Cougars would be too much for St. Cloud. Sioux Falls would snap the Huskies' 3-game win streak and head into Duluth rolling off of an 80-68 win. St. Cloud State hangs tight in the NSIC standings, holding on to the 3rd place spot, tied with Minnesota Crookston. The Husky men's basketball team was hoping to extend their 4-game win streak on Saturday night when the Cougars rolled into Hollenbeck Hall. However, the University of Sioux Falls came in hot and grabbed the lead right away. John Avercamp was the leading scorer for St. Cloud Saturday night, totaling 14 points, but it wouldn't be enough to roll past the Cougars. Sioux Falls rolls out with the 98-80 point win.
I'm Jeremy Lagos. Alongside me is Daniel Papp to talk some Huskies basketball. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Jeremy. Nice to be on the show.
Good to hear.
Good to hear.
All right, first question I have for you. What was the difference between Friday and Saturday night's games for the Huskies?
Well, really it comes down to shooting. The Huskies shot the lights out on Friday night, hitting 51% of their shots from the field. But on Saturday, they struggled a little bit more from the field, hitting just 43% of their shots. And really, that was the difference, Jeremy.
How do you fix the issues Huskies have following that loss?
Well, they got to continue to improve defensively. Matt Reimer's been doing a great job with the guys all year long. They've been cutting down on the fouls. But if you look at the stats, when the Huskies commit 22 or more personal fouls as a team in a game, they are 0-5. When they commit less than 22 fouls in that game, they're 11-6. They also need to continue getting guys like Andy Foley and Brindley Tyson shots off the bench. When they have 17 or more assists as a team, they are 10-1 on the year. When they have less than 17 assists as a team, they're 1-10.
All right, so adding that all up, how do you think the Huskies will do come conference tournament time?
Well, that really depends on which Huskies team we see show up on February 24th. If we see the team that faced Southwest Minnesota State on Friday, they could knock off, well, probably anybody. They have that much talent. But if the Saturday's version of the Huskies come out on the 24th of February, they're going to have a little bit more of a struggle.
You got to think with the Huskies play to their strengths, they can score with anybody, which would keep them in any game if they choose to.
No doubt about it. They've had, 2 or 3 games of 100 or more points this season? Just unreal.
Now, what player to you has stood out the most recently for them?
Scotty Stone. He really was slow to start this season shooting-wise, but he's been hitting everything he throws up in these last 4 or 5 games. It's been really impressive.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks.
Cloud men's basketball is sitting in the middle of the pack in the NSIC North, tied with Northern State for 4th place.
Bemidji State doesn't fall far behind, as they are 1 game behind St. Cloud State and Northern State with a 7-9 record.
The World Juniors Tournament is an annual tournament where players from all over the world come together to play the sport they love. At the end of 2015, one of our very own was given a chance to showcase his skills for the American team. Here's Joe Scarella with more.
He's a special defender. He's got a lot of talent, a lot of skill. Raw potential. He's a really good player, good size, good vision, good skater. I mean, he has all the assets that you need to be a good hockey player. Just the way he plays the game, moves the puck, he's got good feet, and he definitely helps us out on the back end. You know, it's just good to know that I have somebody out there with me all the time who's a really good hockey player and brings his A game every night.
For Will Borgen, the dream of playing for the United States has become a reality.
Coach sent me an email after one of our games on a Saturday night.
Pretty early on, Coach Motzko made an announcement after practice. I believe that I knew before then. He's pretty modest though for how good he is. He's not going to go around and toot his own horn and be like, hey everybody, I made World Juniors. He's not going to sit there and brag or anything like that. He just takes care of his own business, and he deserves to go out there.
The World Junior Championship features the best players in the world, ages 19 and under.
It was a lot of fun. It was great to meet some of the great players on that team, like Austin Matthews, playing with guys in the NCHC like Belpedio, Besser, Schmaltz. You're with them for almost a month together, so you definitely become close friends.
Game 1 of the tournament put the U.S. up against their rival from the north.
You get a little nervous playing against Canada, big rivalry. Canada brought I don't know how many, couple thousand fans to the games, and we had probably like 50, so it was pretty cool.
Late in the third, Borgen's assist to Miami's Belpedio became the deciding goal.
I just passed it to Belpedio, he shot it in, and it was exciting. Get the go-ahead goal.
Will Borgen comes across the line, snapshot, goal, big rebound! Borgen after his own rebound just pushed it wide.
We have a group chat amongst the team, and the guys did a really good job supporting him after every game, shooting a text in. 4 or 5 guys after every game would throw something in there, hey, nice game, Will.
I mean, whenever you got a guy playing in there, you want to support him all you can, and he played well. In the games that I watched, he did very good along with the team, and we were proud of him.
In the 5-game span without the freshman defenseman, the Huskies had 3 wins and 2 losses.
Anytime a player like that can contribute from the start and he goes away for a couple games, you're going to miss a guy like that.
It's just nice to know that I have another solid defender out there with me, and then I know when I get him the puck, he's going to make a good play coming out of the zone as well. So that's also nice to know where I can be comfortable enough to give him the puck because I can trust him.
After nearly a month, number 20 returns home.
Yeah, I mean, you get a little tired, but I'm ready to be back at it. It was a great honor to be able to play for the country, and it was a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun playing in front of the fans again.
After returning to the States, Will Borgen was out of the lineup in the series against Colorado College in order to rest up from the intensive tournament. But Will is now back and is helping the Huskies in their fight on the road to the Frozen Four. Join us after the break as we look at how the wrestling team did this past weekend in their NSIC matchups. Also, the women's hockey team took on the top-ranked Wisconsin Badgers.
Watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. Visit utvsnews.com for all of your local news. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. Watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6.
It wasn't the 13th, but last Friday, Minot State must have been scared out of their minds. The Beavers forfeited 3 different times against the number 2 wrestling team in the nation, and when the two teams did hit the mat, it was as if they hadn't shown up at all. The Huskies dominated the match on their way to a 50-0 blanking of the Beavers. Larry Bomstead and Clint Poster both had pins in their 157 and 174 weight-pound classes respectively, and Clayton Jennison posted a 10-1 major decision in the 174-pound class. All in all, it was another dominating performance of the reigning national champions.
The success of the wrestling team carries on as the Huskies won their second match of the weekend against the UMary Marauders. This win pushes St. Cloud State forward on a 7-match win streak. Their next match is against Southwest Minnesota State on February 4th.
Since the beginning of the 2013-14 season, the border battle has not been in St. Cloud's favor. Of the 12 matchups between St. State and Wisconsin, the Huskies have taken all of just one, being outscored 41-6. It's safe to say the Badgers have been taking it to the Huskies, and Friday would be more of the same. Emily Clark dances around the Huskies' defense to score the goal in the first period 3 minutes into the frame, putting Wisconsin up 1-0 early. Sam Congdon in the third period now skates through the slot, backhand shot on net, as you can see the second look there, dancing right around more Husky defenders to put Wisconsin up 2-0. Not too much later in the third, Annie Pankowski would find Sarah Nurse for the empty net goal. Huskies would fall to Wisconsin 3-0 and are now being outscored 44-6 since the beginning of the 2013-14 season against Wisconsin.
The score was tied 0-0 until the second period when Sarah Nurse added a shorthanded goal to her stat sheet with an assist by Jenny Ryan. Moving into the third period, it is all Emily Clark as she scores with 6 minutes and 42 seconds in, and she then adds, the assists are credited to Sam Congdon and Annie Pankowski. This trio didn't think one time showing their skills would be enough as Emily Clark lights the lamp again 10 minutes and 25 seconds in, and the assists are again credited to Congdon and Pankowski. Wisconsin takes the 3-0 shutout on Saturday to sweep the series.
SCSU swim season is drawing to a close as they head to a conference in a few weeks. Madison Golden and Ashley Pearson have the story. Take a look.
Regular season, the men's and women's swim team has completely dominated, holding their own against Division I teams with frontrunners like Andrea Bryson and Justin Winnett. The SCSU swim team who looks to continue their success as they head to conference in a few weeks.
I think it's really fun to grow. It's fun to see how the freshmen improve and how they come in and kind of not replace the seniors, but how we fill in those gaps that the seniors left, so it's a lot of fun.
I would say my team's biggest improvement would be kind of stepping up and being a better relay. Last year we lost a lot of our fast sprinters, and a lot of kids have stepped up, like Tristan Ferguson. He's new this year, but he's a really good sprinter. Ike Erickson, and then myself, and we're trying to figure out our fourth spot, but we have a lot of kids fighting for it, really pushing for that fourth spot.
Justin Winnett broke the 200 breaststroke school record as well as the 100 breaststroke and is 13th overall in the nation heading to this year's conference meet. Andrea Bryson looks to continue contributing individually and to her team as she broke the 200 freestyle and the 500 freestyle record, along with being a part of the record-breaking 800 freestyle relay and 200 medley relay.
We have conference in Mississippi in 2 weeks, and then from there some of us may go to nationals. We really won't know until after conference, and even a little bit after that we'll find out a week and a half before national.
I'm looking forward to maybe having another strong relay again next year, and maybe even a faster relay just because we're not losing a lot of people.
The Husky swim team continues to work hard in preparation for conference and nationals.
With Andrea Bryson and Justin Winnett, the swim team hopes to advance to nationals with a great performance at conference. We're about to tackle the top plays of the week in Blizzard's Best and reveal who is named the Mag Player of the Week.
Don't miss it. The best part of the show is coming up next.
Turning over to rain as we go through the day tomorrow.
It's 44 degrees. The rain did start to come down again. We had a short break there.
Family fun for all ages. Powder Ridge Winter Recreation Area. Enjoy skiing, snowboarding, snow tubing just minutes south of St. Cloud. They provide rental equipment, lessons, 2 food service areas, and lounge. Check out their website at powderridge.com.
You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Welcome back. Now, looking towards the rest of the week, wrestling is going to be taking on SMSU in that match. Basketball will be taking on Winona State. Men's hockey will be traveling to Bemidji. Women's hockey will be traveling to Bemidji State, and men's hockey will be taking on Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Should be a fun, action-packed weekend.
Looking to pick up some wins here for the Huskies. And then moving on to our featured MAG Player of the Week. And it isn't just the Player of the Week in our book, but he's also been named the NCHC Offensive Player of the Week as well as the NCAA No. 2 Star of the Week. This player's name is none other than Mikey Acemont. The freshman standout has found a way to come into his own since the college hockey break. He continues to be consistent while raking in the points on the ice. Now moving into our favorite part of the show is Blizzard's Best.
Nevalainen dishes it across ice, finds a streaking Kosela, who rips a beauty past the goaltender. We take another look at it here. What a beautiful snipe by Kosela for our top third play of the game.
Coming in at number 2, Mark Hall passes to John Avercamp, who pulls the reverse layup, and what a play that is. Taking a second look, I have not seen much of that here, Manny.
And the number 1 goal of the week, you get Acemont with the sick toe drag, dishing it out to Patrick Russell, who fires it to the back of the net, puts the Huskies up 3-rip. And another beautiful look at that one.
Amazing play by Acemont, great way for Russell to execute that. And thank you for joining us on tonight's episode of Husky Mag. I'm Kirsten Kroll.
And I'm Jeremy Lagos.
See you back here next week.
UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. 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 Visit UTVS.com and learn more about SCSU's television station. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.